Do you know your rights under GDPR? Well, it's time you did. As we navigate through the digital age, the importance of data privacy cannot be overstated. Enter GDPR, or the General Data Protection Regulation. This is a groundbreaking piece of legislation that serves to protect the privacy and personal data of individuals within the European Union. But what's truly remarkable about GDPR is its reach. It doesn't just apply to businesses and organizations based in the EU, but to all entities anywhere in the world that handle the data of EU citizens. So whether you're in Tokyo, Toronto, or Texas, if you're dealing with the data of someone from the EU, GDPR applies to you. This regulation is not just about businesses and their responsibilities. It's about individuals and their rights. It empowers you, the data subject. So let's delve into your rights under this powerful regulation. First and foremost, you have the right to access. Now, what does this mean? Essentially, it's your right to request access to your personal data from any company or organization. Imagine this as your personal map to your digital footprint, giving you the power to see the paths you've left in the digital realm. This right to access allows you to ask questions like, what personal data does a company hold about me? Why do they have it? Is it being used appropriately and lawfully in line with the General Data Protection Regulation, better known as GDPR? But the right to access doesn't stop there. It also lets you know to whom your data has been disclosed and how long it's intended to be stored. In essence, it's like a window into the data warehouse that holds your information. It's about transparency, control, and accountability. Now that's quite empowering, isn't it? Ever wished you could edit or delete your personal data? Well, under GDPR, you can. Now, let's delve deeper into the right to rectification and erasure. It's a fascinating aspect of the GDPR. Imagine you have the power to correct your personal data if it's inaccurate or incomplete. You can say, hey, that's not right, and get it fixed. Isn't that fantastic? But it gets even better. You can also have your personal data deleted when it's no longer necessary. This is the right to erasure, also known as the right to be forgotten. It's like having a big red delete button for your personal data. This right gives you more control and ensures that your personal data isn't just floating around indefinitely. It's a significant step towards putting individuals in the driver's seat of their personal data. So, you do have control over your personal data. Did you know you can also restrict how your personal data is used? Yes, that's completely correct. The General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, gives you the right to restrict the processing of your personal data. This means you can limit the way an organization uses your data. For instance, if you have concerns about the accuracy of the data or how it's being used, you can request the organization to halt further processing until your concerns are addressed. But that's not all. GDPR also provides you with the right to object. You can say no to the processing of your personal data for direct marketing purposes or for any other reason that you find justifiable. It's a powerful tool to ensure that your personal data is not used in ways you're not comfortable with. So whether you want to restrict the processing or object to it completely, GDPR has got you covered. Remember, it's your data. You decide how it's used. So we've covered quite a bit about your rights under GDPR. In the grand scheme of things, it's essential to remember these key points. Firstly, the right to access gives you the power to know what data is held about you and how it's used. Secondly, the right to rectification and erasure lets you correct inaccuracies and even erase your data in certain circumstances. Thirdly, the right to restrict processing an object gives you the authority to halt or limit the way your data is used. Understanding these rights is not just about being informed, it's about taking action, making sure you are not just a passive data subject, but an active participant in the digital world. The GDPR is not just a piece of legislation. It's a tool for empowerment, a key to unlock control over your personal data. Now you're equipped with the knowledge to take control of your personal data. Remember your data, your rights.